I'm Joyce Benbow. I'm a retired art educator from Mount Vernon High School. My art is mixed media drawings and collages, but mainly assemblages. An assemblage is a form of additive sculpture which is created by assembling unlike non-traditional objects which are found, scavenged, donated, purchased, or discarded as post-consumer waste. I have used in addition to some of these objects that are shown as examples here, in my assemblages I have used burned out light bulbs, bottle caps, and even chicken bones. Okay, an assemblage would have a defined underlying surface for the base. I have sometimes used underlayment, and if I use underlayment I will cover it with fabrics. I prefer burlap because of its texture and because it has maybe colors printed on it or words. I've also used discarded covers of books and decorative papers, sometimes photographs, sometimes illustrations. These then would be the base upon which other artifacts, objects would be placed. Okay, I have also used floorboards that we've salvaged or when we restored the house. I've used weathered fence boards that neighbors have gotten rid of. I have used flat metal pieces that can be used as a base and things attached to that. I have used hardware cloth, and I have used wire crates, wire racks. Okay, if I decide to frame the piece, just surround it with a frame, I will choose something that is chippy, distressed, and I might even use the back of it because it has more character. This one here, pretty on the front, but this has more character. I would use that to surround it if I chose to do that. Not all assemblages are. Some of them are considered freestanding. They're not attached to a back. They're all the pieces are attached to each other. When I start to arrange the pieces that I've chosen, I will lay them out on this substrate backing and choose the pieces I think that I want to use. And as I'm doing it, I'll arrange them, I'll rearrange them, I'll add some, I'll subtract some, until I get a composition that I feel is a good design that has balance, harmony, variety, consistency with the flow of the pieces to be a good design. So when I have achieved that composition, that design, then the actual assembling of the assemblage takes place. This becomes an exercise in problem solving. Each piece may have to be attached in a different way. Some pieces need to be screwed on, some need to be nailed on, some can be glued on, some need to be wired on. If I can make the part that is attaching it a part of the design, then that's a plus. That if the screw shows, or if in this case, the brads that fasten those together, that becomes part of the design. When planning this, the way it all goes together, the way it is assembled, it takes a lot of planning to get the right sequence. Some things are adhered from the back, screwed on from the back. Some are attached from the front. Some are attached through multiple pieces. So that all has to be planned ahead of time. It is a process and a time-consuming process in its own. So when I'm doing this assemblage, I don't go to the art supply store to get my supplies, my materials, and my tools. I go to the hardware store. I need hammers and screwdrivers and nails and screws, and if I can find rusty old screws, which we save if we've dismantled something, then that's all the better. So it comes together, and sometimes even the hanging device on the piece needs to be put on before the final pieces of the actual assemblage, because you can't pound on it after it's upside down, so you have to plan these things ahead. I don't know, being an assemblage artist I enjoy it. You have to be, it helps if you're a collector, if you're which are children say hoarder, or if you're part pack rat. That's the story of assemblage.
Hi, I'm Ken Benbow. I'm a retired package designer, retired from Inland Container, and always did things like this with junk sculptures like Joyce, but mine are a little different. A shoe last, gooseneck from a gooseneck lamp fastened on, not assembled right yet, but this is the guts of it. One that I think I'm working on with some gathered up parts that may or may not be used. Just like the start of the dog and the start of another animal. It just takes a lot of looking. I got plenty of boxes of material, and all of it gets looked at, and some of it gets selected. Gauges and clock faces are popular to add on to a junk sculpture. Not the whole watch, but the clock. But anyway, yeah, and I work right here in this space. It's kind of close. If I need more space, we back the car out and I set up a workbench.